start the season. I know Morale had done a lot of work at third base, but when did the decision to have him DH and Madrigal play third?
Yeah, I mean, Chris is going to play a ton of third base. I think there'll be times with certain pitcher matchups where we think, like, you know, a lot of right-handed hitters in the lineup, just kind of the nature of like Justin's, where the ball's going to be hit, that we might choose defensive, prioritize defense. So this is a spot, and with the pitcher, just splits and things like that. So this is a day that fits for that.
I know you said before, like, you didn't want to imagine what this day would be like. But so now that we're here, what are the feelings starting this journey?
Well, really excited. I mean, I think you're excited for every opening day. I mean, it's the start of a journey with a new group, and you know, we put in I think a really good spring training. I think we got accomplished everything that I was hoping to accomplish. Put the team hopefully in a good spot. We're pretty healthy. And so it's a good time to have some fun and start the journey and start the roller coaster ride.
Beyond it just being the first start of the season for Steele, is there any limitation for him after getting hit early in his last start?
No. He no limitations from coming out early last start.
Talked about before the game today, hitting leadoff and wanting to be a guy that gets on for Seiya and Bellinger. What does it do having a guy like, I know we've talked about in spring, a switch hitter like Hap, who has shown he can get on base in a variety of ways in that leadoff spot?
Yeah, I mean, as much as anything, Ian's a good hitter, and that's why he's leading off. So, you know, the role of all our hitters is just to create offense. It's not just to get on base. It's to create offense. So and so you want, and that by definition, the guy that hits first is going to hit more than anybody on the team. So really, it's just like Ian leading off is just a nod to, like, this is a really good offensive player. We want him up there a lot.
And as far as lineup construction as well, like the two-hole in recent years has been emphasized more with good hitters. How much of a factor was that with putting Seiya there and just his ability to hit?
Yeah, I mean, certainly that, and I think, you know, then you start, you know, as you kind of, the one thing you do is you try to put your lineup together with obviously good hitters, and then obviously like some kind of protection for each other throughout the lineup, so that you know, you make the other team choose some matchups, and we're going to get matchups at some point, no matter what the choice that the other team makes. So, you know, say in the middle of, you know, in front of Cody, you know, at some point they should help each other out there, right? And again, you just want to say he had a tremendous spring, and just trying to get him up there as much as we can.
There's no consensus about who should win the Central. Do you go into it feeling like, you know, we should be pretty good, we should be good enough to be that team?
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you, like, I don't really care what the consensus is or what the prognosticators say. We're gonna try to win the Central. You're gonna try to get to October. Is what you're gonna try to do. You're gonna try to get to October. That's what you're trying to do. You know, how winning the Central is the best way to do it. You know, don't need to talk about it, but you know, that's what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to get to October, and so however we can do that, you know, win the Central is certainly a good way to do it. And I think, look, the division is, you know, I've felt this way for years. I don't think anybody's been right for years.
Did you have a moment at any time in spring when you had even a hair of a second thought, or
Spring for me has been fun, and it's been challenging and you know, like uncomfortable in the way you want it to be, the way you want something new to be, because it just puts you, it brings out, I think it brings out the best in yourself when you have to be on point, and you have to be, you know, there's a new group, hasn't heard what you've had to say, hasn't heard the way you wanted something done, so you've got to be better, and I've liked that feeling. I think that's a good feeling, and that's you know, a big part about why I'm here.
you're standing there, you're going to watch them raise the banner in the rings this weekend. Can you envision seeing that and feeling the extra lift of motivation to get there this year or any time?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you always respect that because it's so hard to do. And yeah, I mean, you're jealous of it. To be honest, I mean, that's honestly, because you want to experience it, and you want to do it. But as much as anything, you know how hard it is, and you respect it because it's a tremendous accomplishment, and it's a journey that creates incredible memories, and you always respect it.
Craig, you got to see this Rangers team with the Brewers last year. Were you surprised at just the run they went on and that tear in the playoffs?
Well, I think what was so interesting about the Rangers and what I would remember really is that like they're a team that they had like a different seasons, right? They got off to an incredible start, and then there was some times in August and even in September when it didn't look good. But it just shows you that this is 162 games, and every game, like as you get to the end, you keep fighting, you keep fighting, you get yourself in the tournament, and then your team goes on a run, and so it's a good example of that. I don't think of the 10 teams that went into the playoffs last year, it's 12 now, of the 12 teams that they would have been picked by anybody as the favorite. And it's a great case to just get yourself into it, and get your team going at the right time.